Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley, and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. On today's show, I'm really excited to have one of our top agents on the team. Blake, welcome to the show, Blake.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being on the show in this ever-changing environment of real estate. I wanted to bring Blake on the show today and just talk about some fundamentals for buyers to understand when they're buying homes.
Absolutely.
Because they do change over time, and with the market changing and housing changing and how people buy homes, and technology, all that kind of stuff comes into play in buying real estate too.
It really does.
So Blake's done some research on just some tips we want to give buyers about the fundamentals of buying real estate.
Exactly.
So if you're in the market to buy a home, or if you're giving advice on someone buying a home, these will be some great things to write down. So let's talk about the first fundamental you want to point out when buying a home.
Number one is the rules of real estate are always local. So markets are going to change year to year, neighborhood to neighborhood. If you're interested in buying a $200,000 house in Fort Mill, you need to focus on that area right there. You don't need advice from what your parents bought back in the 80s or what your friend in Chicago just bought.
Absolutely. It is so local. Everybody's always heard it. The three big things about real estate is location, location, location.
True.
And it's the comps in the neighborhood you're buying in that determine the value of your home. Like you said, not what your friends bought in another city,
right,
and not even what your friends or family bought in the same town.
Exactly.
It really boils down to the neighborhood and the neighborhood amenities, the location of the neighborhood, the quality of construction in the neighborhood, the schools that neighborhood goes to. So that is great advice, and the number one fundamental thing is it is local.
Yes, very local.
Right.
Even when it comes to the practices and the laws as well too.
Absolutely, and we are a border state, so what that means is a lot of our buyers look in South Carolina and North Carolina at the same time.
Yep.
And you can be looking in South Charlotte or Indian Land or Still Creek, Fort Mill, and one side of the neighborhood may even be in another state, and real estate laws are state specific. So folks like us, Blake, we have both training, both license, so we can give you advice because there's some laws that apply to one side of the road that may be different than the other, like due diligence and all that changes in the state. So that is so true.
We see it all the time, yes. Number two, I see the best deals that come through are usually a win-win for both parties.
Yeah.
Everything in real estate is negotiable. So
Absolutely.
if something's really important to you, don't be afraid to ask for it. But when these negotiations usually come to a halt is when there's like one side that becomes a little bit inflexible.
Right.
So best solution is just to find a win-win for what meets both parties' needs. And to do that, establish what you're going to compromise and where you're not before the negotiations start.
I think that's a fantastic second fundamental, and because if you go buy a car, you leave that day with the car.
Yes.
If you're buying or selling a home, you're in a contractual relationship with that buyer or seller for up to 45 days, and there's tons of opportunities for buyer or seller remorse. And if one feels like they've lost in the negotiating, they have 45 days to show remorse to that and be very either difficult to deal with or even possibly back out of the deal.
Right.
And so you do want to create win-wins with folks where the seller feels like they've got a fair value under fair terms, and the buyer feels like they got a fair value under fair terms. And in this current market, as of April 2018, we are in a seller's market. So that means the seller can probably stick closer to their terms than the buyers can.
Exactly, yes.
So, but we're trying to create win-win situations so everybody feels like they've won. You do not have to have a loser.
Right. It's usually about give and take with every transaction.
Yeah, but some people think you need a loser.
Nope.
You do not need a loser in a deal.
Exactly.
Great second recommendation.
My third is one of my favorites, and that's knowing the difference between price and value. It's very wise to be price conscious, but it's even wiser to be value conscious.
Right.
And when I think of value, I think of quality at a reasonable price.
Yes. Right. But if I'm going to sell you these glasses, if there's 50 of them, the price is less than if there's one.
Exactly.
And if you really need these glasses to read something right now, it's even higher.
Yes.
And that dictates your market in some of these neighborhoods where there's one house for sale and the average sell time in the neighborhood is 2 days.
Right.
And that really determines the value of that home may be even higher than what comps say it is.
Exactly.
And so a great buyer's agent can help you determine that, and Blake is one of those. So.
And this even goes for when you're hiring your professionals too, through the whole process of home buying. You pay, save $200 on a home inspector. he misses a big foundation problem, ends up costing you 10 times that $200 you save. So
Yeah,
just not a time to cut corners.
Your biggest investment in the world is your home.
Exactly.
And whether you're selling it or buying it, it's not a time to try to be cheap.
Right, exactly, exactly. And the fourth and final one is when you're choosing your home, choose with both your heart and your head.
Yeah.
This is going to be a home, but it's also going to be a major financial investment.
Yes.
So you're going to want a place that you feel right in, a neighborhood you feel has the life that you are looking for, but you also want a house that's going to appreciate throughout the years too.
Because most likely you will be done with that home at some point in time and want to relocate to another home, whether you're going bigger, smaller, or being relocated. And that home then becomes a house again, and it becomes an investment that you want to get the most out of. So buying with your heart and keeping your mind involved, a great thing to do is to give Blake your list of perimeters in your home, and then a great buyer's agent will keep you focused on that, because you can get out looking at properties and fall in love with a kitchen that doesn't have anywhere the bathrooms, the bedrooms, the location you wanted, and you just focused on that great new kitchen, and then you're going to buy that and regret buying the home. So a great buyer's agent will keep you focused on what you need, and Blake is a great buyer's agent. Also works very well with sellers too. Blake, if people got any question on these, they're looking to buy or sell real estate, let's tell them how to get a hold of you.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Blake Payton. My cell phone is 704-930-8869. Email me at blake@stephencooley.com. And you can visit my website at www.blake.stephencooley.com.
Blake, great information day. Wonderful fundamentals
Thank you.
if you're looking to buy a home. We've got beautiful homes for sale in your area, and we'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.